Hi, I'm John Solari, your host of the Method Actor Speaks. And we have a guest I've been trying to get on for the longest time. She avoids me at all costs.
I don't avoid you. I'm just busy.
Most women do, but what are you going to do? Anyway, tell us your name.
Oh, my name is Amy Lyndon.
Amy Lyndon. Now, you're world famous, and we have a book here. And I like the Lyndon technique. 15 guidelines mapped to booking. Now, how did that... Well, before we get into your book, Amy...
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Just trying to keep it up here. I'll do it.
Good. What got you in the business?
My uncle's Gene Kirkwood. He was the executive producer of Rocky.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
which was very exciting. And I was a child when he made Rocky. And he was so inspiring to me and to my whole family. So we all moved out here. And he put me in my first movie. And so that's how that happened.
What was your first movie?
A Night in Heaven. It was Andy Garcia's first movie, too.
Oh, really? Wow. Andy Garcia.
Yeah. Oh, he's such a great guy. Yeah, it was a very exciting time.
I wonder if he feels bad about Godfather 3, though.
I don't think anybody would feel bad about any Godfather.
Well, that was out of all the Godfathers, I didn't think that one should have been made.
Well, it was the longest one.
And it really was.
Well, it was made so many years later.
Yes.
You know, it was just recently that I sat down for hours and hours and hours and watched all three in a row.
Really?
Yeah, because I was just so excited to see it again. Because I have the box set, you know, and so I just wanted to see it again.
Well, you have a history there when you're watching it.
Yeah.
Were you on location and everything to watch when they were doing it?
Oh, The Godfather?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Well, I'm thinking of
I
Rocky.
did meet Francis Ford Coppola once, though.
I'm thinking of Rocky.
Yeah.
Because you...
No, I was too young.
So from there you got into the business as an actress?
Yes, and I've been acting, and I actually just got back from Chicago, and I just worked with Stephen Baldwin.
Oh.
Yeah, on a movie called The Unmiracle.
Is Maggie Wagner in that?
No.
Oh.
No, I've been really busy this year. I just did another movie called How to Beat a Bully. I'm getting ready to do a pilot and shooting. It's crazy. It's like the more you get involved with what you're supposed to be doing in your life, then your life happens.
That's interesting. How do you do that?
Well, it took a really long time to not be around anybody that was in the way of my life.
You mean...
Anybody. I'm talking about anybody. Anybody that's a distraction to you, that's not in support of you, that's not really understanding of what it is and who it is you are. And those are the people that you need to keep far away from you.
And how did you find out who you are?
It took a really long time. But I've been working in the business since I was 10 years old. I'm not in the business since I'm 10, but I've been working as an actress since I'm 10.
Right.
And then when I got out here, I've been working nonstop, and then became a manager also. The technique came out of one of my friends wanted me to coach her child, and she booked the starring role in this movie. But this is actually my technique that I created for myself when I graduated Syracuse University, and I had like a lot of acting training, because I studied at the Neighborhood Playhouse in New York City. I studied with Stella Adler when she was here. I studied with Ray Liotta's, actually it was because of Ray that I studied with Harry Master George, and I actually credit Harry in this book because it's because of him that I started seriously working as an actress.
Really?
Yeah, because he talks all about story and how the story comes first, and it's about the writer's intent, so it's all about the writer.
Well, I agree with that. And
yeah.
So the movie you just did, you worked on, how do you apply that?
Well, how do I apply what?
Your role. You said when you get the script for the project you did, how do you work?
Well, I do exactly what my technique is. I break down the script and figure out what the writer's intent is. I figure out, and then let's say if it's just one scene, because I have 20 people on series right now, since last January, all doing this technique. And half of those people don't have any training. I mean, it's kind of crazy. They don't have any training, they don't have that many credits. Half of those people, because of this technique, it's been insane what's been going on with this technique over the last, I would say, 10 years.
And, well, that's interesting you say that about the training, because I do find in American TV, they go really for a look.
So much of it is a look, but it is a skill and understanding of allowing the writer to funnel through you and not being in the way of the material, and also understanding what the show is that you're auditioning for. A lot of people don't teach the business of the business, and I teach the business of the business.
That, you know, the business of the business. What is the business?
Well, like for instance, if you're going out for a role in a TV show, and you don't watch TV, then you don't deserve to book TV.
Oh, that's interesting. I mean, that's
it's real basic.
Right,
it's real basic.
Say.
I mean, if you're going out for, let's say you're going out for NCIS and you've never watched the show. I had some guy that I taught last week. He went out for the bridge 3 times. He was in, I have a class once a month where I only teach the technique. And I said to him, I said, well, did you watch the show? And he said, no. I said, well, you don't deserve to be on that show. So you're an idiot. You're an idiot. I called him an idiot, told him he was stupid, because if you've auditioned for a show 3 times and you haven't booked it and you've never watched it, then you don't deserve to be on it. It's real basic. That's how I feel. And you know, I mean, it's like, why should they hire somebody who doesn't look like they're already on the show? So really understanding tone and style of a show is so much. A lot of people sit there and they read the breakdown when actually all the information about the script and about the show is A, on the show, and B, in the script. So if you really just read it and read it and read it and read it 10 times and really understood why the writer even wrote you in the script to begin with. I mean, television, for the most part, if you're a co-star or a guest star, it's not your show. So you are just moving the series' regular storyline along. That's it. It's not your show. Whereas film, which is why great actors, you know, or actors that have real depth and complexity, that are in film, every role is important. Like even the smallest role is so vastly important. And it's like a family. That's why a lot of actors really want to do film, but you know, agents don't make money in film, so they make money on television. So if you want to get a great agent, then you better be great at booking television.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's a whole different perspective on the business because, you know, again, I understand the business for many years of being in the business. And the people that's why I have a lot of people booking, because they understand the format. I have 3 people on Every Which Way, 3 series regulars on the Disney show, on Nickelodeon show Every Which Way. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm thinking about what you just said about because
He's
years ago.
processing. It's going in, he's processing.
Well, how did you know? I mean, I remember going up for Hill Street Blues.
Yeah.
Many years ago.
I was on NYPD Blue. Yeah. Same guy.
Right.
Bochco,
yeah.
Unbelievable, man.
And
yeah.
I never heard that watched the show.
Well, look at it this way. You know, I was up for JAG 3 times, and then finally, I don't know, it just hit me. Oh my goodness, this is a military show. So then, you know, I was in the brig. I played a character in the brig, and you know, even if it's a military show, you're in the brig. It's not like the Shield where you're like this, like in prison. You're still sitting upright,
right.
Because you're still an officer.
Right.
And so just that alone, I mean, don't kid yourself. Out of the 4 to 8 to 10 people that are on callback, every one of those people are great. Don't even kid yourself into thinking they're not. They're great. But what really is the difference between a bronze, a silver, and a gold? Precision. Precision. And so I talk to my actors like they're Olympic actor-athletes, really practicing and understanding the craft and understanding how to book, which is a completely separate beast.
And that's what you teach, how to book.
I'm a booking coach, also known as a Russian skating coach. But I'm a booking coach, that's what I am. I'm a booking coach and I teach a booking technique. But a lot of these people, like Crystal Khalil just won an Emmy in 2012, and I don't think she's trained in anything else.
Really?
Yeah, I've been her coach since she's a little girl. And so she's been on that show for probably 8 years now. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Well,
And this
that's your
technique is
talent.
great for that show too, because in soap opera there's no rehearsal. I mean, they just literally they block you and then they shoot you. There's no rehearsal.
No rehearsal?
No rehearsal.
I've never done a soap opera.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I've done 5 of them. I was in by 6:30, out by 9:30, and it was like 15 pages later. Crazy. It's a great place to be, soap operas.
Which ones did you work on?
Bold and the Beautiful, General Hospital, Young and the Restless, Sunset Beach.
The General Hospital,
yeah.
Maurice Bernard, who plays Sonny.
Oh my goodness, what a great actor. He's wonderful.
He's a member of the Actors Studio.
He's wonderful.
We worked
Yeah.
on the movie Ruby together.
Oh, that was a
We
great
became-
movie. What did you play in that movie?
I was the guy behind the know.
Oh, well,
I'm the
I'll
one
have to
that set it
rewatch
up.
that movie.
I'm the guy that killed
Fabulous.
Kennedy.
Oh my God, and he's admitting to that.
And Maurice was up in the window,
Uh,
and it was amazing. We became good friends after that film. Danny Aiello played Jack Ruby.
oh my God, what has he been doing?
Well, he's been
Great
singing.
actor. Great actor.
Good New York actor.
Gosh,
Yeah.
really great. I've been following his career for a long time.
He started out as a bus driver, then a bouncer,
Yeah.
and then, yeah, it's funny because Maurice, and he's been on that show now, I guess, over 25 years.
Yeah, it's a great way to go. Never poo-poo soaps, guys.
No, I
If
know.
you want to have a real life and have a family, they have weekends off, they get out earlier in the day. Yeah, it's a lot of dialogue, but, you know, I mean, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it.
Yeah, that's true. Huh? And because you wonder, how did they memorize all these lines?
Your brain wraps around it after a while.
After a while.
Yeah. I think your brain is a muscle, and it literally wraps around dialogue after a while. I mean, if you ever come to my class, you'll see they get the script at 6 o'clock, and the first scene goes up at 7, and they're not required to watch anybody in the class. And 8 pages, 7, 8 pages, boom, they drop the script, they're off book. Just from this technique, it's crazy.
And where was your theater?
Crazy. I work out of the Actors Forum Theater, and
That's
I
in
also
Norwalk.
do consults and I have a business site for actors called TLTaccess.com, and most of the people that are on that site aren't even in this country. You know, you can watch me coaching about 43 people on that site.
Is that the one that you were talking about? You Skype? Oh,
No, I just Skype with people. I actually Skyped with a girl in South Africa. I Skyped with her in London, and she booked a job for 4 months to shoot in South Africa. Isn't that crazy?
So you were coaching her?
I was
over-
coaching her over Skype. Crazy. Technology today is just nuts. I just love it.
It is.
I
amazing.
I once did a business lecture for a whole classroom over Skype where they had the whole class was sitting there. I could see them and they could see me, and it was crazy. And they were in Canada, and I was in my little office in Studio City. Isn't that crazy?
Your voice. Let me ask you something. You had training.
Oh, voice training?
Yes.
Well, actually, that's how I got into college. I sang my way into school.
Oh,
It was
okay,
not on
so-
my SAT scores.
Because that's now you're a coach now and this and that. How many of your students have good voices?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. That's an interesting question. But I started in the theater, so you know I came from the theater. My whole life was theater, so you know you needed to have a voice to be in the theater.
Right.
Today, you know, everybody talks like this.
Yeah, they
Talks like this.
because they're so used
And
to
they're
microphones.
used to being mic'd and stuff, so it's not like you needed to have a voice.
You're right.
So you know.
Last week at Actors Studio, Angelica Page, Geraldine Page's daughter.
Oh wow, yeah.
She did a scene, and her voice, and the stamina. Lou Antonio was the moderator, and she was going on without taking a breath, and everybody was just holding. How does she do that without?
It's called training.
Thank you. And
It's called training.
Exact. Actually,
Yeah.
I got to call her tomorrow because she's going to come on the show.
Oh, that's awesome.
And
Yeah.
it's actors don't realize how important the voice.
Yeah,
It
I mean,
is.
there are certain students that come to me when I say you need to see a speech coach because your voice isn't centered, you're in your nose, or it's too high, or, you know, like there's a bunch of
Right.
dogs outside right now because it's so high.
Yeah.
They're all going, what?
That's true.
Yeah, and so I think the voice is important. And the people that we do remember, like the Lauren Bacalls and all those amazing actors that have come
Yeah,
before
people,
us,
yeah.
all had
Gregory
great,
Peck and all
great
that.
voices, yeah.
Mhm.
All of them. Tom Hanks too. I mean, I just saw Saving Mr. Banks.
Uh-huh.
Wow, what a great movie. But I mean, Emma Thompson and Tom Hanks, strong voices. They're
I
all
lost
from the
my
theater.
voice a couple years ago on a plane. Got
On a
off a
plane?
plane, and I caught some sort of virus.
Oh my goodness, that's awful.
And my voice is in and out. That's one of the reasons I have to really get down there. You just heard it come up, you know, my real voice,
Yeah, oh yeah,
Comes
yeah, the real one.
the real voice.
Yeah, yeah, it is an
comes up.
important thing. Wow.
And,
Wow.
But I when I hear a good voice, because it's so
It's so rare.
rare
Yeah,
today.
yeah, it is rare.
I mean, of American actors,
Yeah,
not European.
not European. Yeah, no, I have classically strong voice. Yeah,
Now, did you sing?
I sang musical theater.
Oh,
Yeah, I sang musical theater, and that's another reason why the book is so. It's really small and big letters and short. It's because my reading comprehension skills were really bad, and that's why one of my guidelines is to read the script 10 times because you're going to miss something, and the thing that you miss could cost you the job, and so it's all about reading comprehension.
right.
Yeah.
If you were to give one synopsis of your book, or one chapter, what would it be?
Chapter number 10, especially in our industry, it's how do I hear what the other person says from my character's point of view. And the reason why, I mean, that's in there for so many reasons, but the main reason is that casting directors don't read well with you, and it's not their job to read well with you. And so a lot of actors who are trained in the theater or trained in Meisner, that's why I always find out where people are trained. Because a lot of people who are trained in those formats, they're used to exchanging energy to create the scene or getting something from the other person to create the scene. And a lot of great actors have left Los Angeles and left acting because they had a problem booking because they're picking up the energy of the casting director. So if you listen to not how they're saying, but what they're saying from your character's point of view, that will change the dynamic of your booking ratio. Isn't that interesting?
No, it makes
Yeah,
sense.
because they're not supposed to, if they acted with every person that came in, they'd be exhausted by the end.
Exhausted.
Also, if you're acting with somebody, you can't actually see their work. So a lot of actors get angry if they don't look at them, or they talk really fast, or they talk slow, or flat, or they have a reader that doesn't know what they're reading, and they get upset, and it dictates their read, and it shouldn't.
Why do you think that happens to actors that get upset?
Well, because they think they're doing it on purpose, when they're not. That's just their way of listening.
Or could it be also lack of training? In
Um,
order to, because as
You're
an
talking
actor,
about the actor?
I'm talking about the actor.
Well, the actor's
When he gets
trained. The actor's trained to exchange,
Right. I mean,
right? And I'm telling them not to exchange the energy. Just listen to what they're saying, not how they're saying it.
Right. But also, I mean, what I'm trying to point out is, you work with an actor, and he's not giving you what you need. How do you?
Well, that's the thing.
That's what the casting director is doing.
That's what the casting director's doing, and it's not about the other person. It's about you.
But you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So it's.
It's never about the other person, really. I mean, if you think about it, every time that we get into a fight with somebody, we always say, that's not what I said. No, that's exactly what you said. No, what I said was this. No, what you said was this. We hear things the way we want to hear things.
You're
So
right.
why wouldn't you prepare that way for the room? So it's actually life lessons too. It's called point of view.
Point of view, right?
Yeah, whatever
And
your
the-
point of view is, how
this-
you hear things.
There's three sides to every story. Yours, mine, and then there's
And
the
then
truth.
there's the real truth.
You know, and I,
know that
really
one.
believe that. It's such, but it's always too. I, as an actor, have always believed in if I were the character, well, how would I do this?
If you were the character, yes. First, the character comes first.
Right.
Yes,
If
absolutely.
I were this character.
Because you have to relate on a deep personal level.
Right.
Because that's what's going to jump you off.
Right.
It's all about popping, you know? I mean, if you think about all the people that have popped, it's because they're very
What do you mean
strong.
by popping?
Popping in their careers, popping in the room, winning big awards.
Oh,
Those are
okay.
the people that are very secure about where they're coming from and who they are as the character. And we relate to it because we understand it from their deep perspective.
Do you believe that actors, the more they do, the more they know, the less they do?
The more they know, the less they do. I don't understand the question.
Well, the question is, a lot of times, the more you learn as an actor, the less you do, because you're always thinking, you're always directing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I'm always about get out of the way. It's not your job, you know, to do that.
That's right. Because
Just get out of the way. You know, because you're just a funnel for the writer's intent, really.
I like that.
So it's just really keeping your vehicle clean enough so that the writer's words can funnel through you and the feelings can funnel through you. And it's not about you, because the moment it becomes about you, then it's not about the character.
It's true.
But you are the character.
That's if I were the character, yes.
Yes.
And I also tell them because when you go into a casting director's office, they already know who the character is.
They don't know it until they see it.
Well, they don't know who you are as the character.
Right, they don't know who you are. That's correct.
Right.
Yes, I agree completely.
That's what I try
Yes,
to explain.
exactly. I
So
agree.
they know the character.
They
but
know
they
the
don't
character,
know
they don't know who you are.
who
Yes,
you are.
that's right.
So you have to.
Exactly, you have to bring that with you.
If I were this character, boom.
Yes, just bring it.
The greatest
bring it.
compliment I ever got as an actor, you might know Joanna Ray.
I know that name.
She was an independent casting director.
Yeah, Joanna Ray, yeah.
She was married
Yeah.
to the great actor Aldo Ray.
Oh, wow.
But I did most of my career was through her. But I remember doing a reading for her, and she ran out the room to get water. She thought I was dying.
Oh my God, that's how good you were. That's awesome.
I swear.
I love that. I love that.
And now she had
That's
seen
so
me.
funny. That's
She
funny.
really believed.
That's funny. She was scared.
She was scared. She said, "Oh, I thought you was." She
I love
ran
that.
out to
I
get
love that.
water.
Uh-huh.
I always asked, and when I
But
thought about
it's
it,
just
what
so
a compliment
wonderful.
that is on my acting. I kept telling her, Joanna,
No,
where
I
you going?
love
I'm
that.
all right. I'm all right.
I love that.
Joanna Ray.
You know, sometimes I'll read with an actor and I'll read the next line and they'll think it's me talking to them. I'd be like, you're not listening. Look down, look down, look down.
Yeah. Great one for telling people not to listen. I mean, who didn't listen. I remember Shelley Winters talking about that.
About people who don't listen.
Don't listen. Like she would be in class and she'd be talking and you'd be shaking your head. She says, you're not really listening. Because you're already thinking of what you want to say.
See what I mean? People don't listen.
No, really.
They're all
when
selfish.
she was right in a way.
And you listen the way you want to listen.
Yeah, but I mean, she was very...
But all of your information, I got to tell you something, guys. Here's another thing I would tell them. Is that all of your information is in the other person's dialogue, so stop just reading your own. Because if you read your own, you're only going to get 50% of the script. And so it's so important to spend more time on the other person's dialogue. Because everything that's said about you has been written about you is based in their reaction to you.
Well,
And so if you understand how they're reacting to you, then you'll understand who you are.
that's really good. Before we
Is that
end,
interesting?
before we end, and then I want to bring Joycelyn Liu in, who I like to call the May East. Well, the best advice I ever got as an actor was from Shelley Winters in her class. She told me, sit down, John, you're acting. In which to this day.
God, when I saw her in the Titanic, it was the Titanic.
No,
it was in, wait a minute, the Poseidon Adventure. Oh my goodness.
Her back was never the same after that.
Oh, really?
You know, from diving in.
From diving.
Because she really
put her whole self into that.
She loved actors, and
She's a great actress.
Oh,
my God, she was such a great actress.
And yeah, I learned a lot from her. I mean, you know, she always talked about. I think it was Bonnie Timmerman in New York that wanted her to read. And she went home, came back with the 2 Oscars, and put them on the table.
And said, "You want me to read?"
And the moral of the story, Shelley said, was, I should have read because she never had me back.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
Which, in a way, I mean, Shelley
Wow.
said, I should have read.
Yeah, you know, I mean, that's all. We could do a whole segment on how people shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, I did
You
that
know,
with
like, we all did it. We all do it.
I did it with the
It's-
Untouchables.
Oh, it's just awful. We all do it. We all do it. We let
I
ego
did.
get in the way, and we have to understand that everybody has their process of doing things. And by just showing up, she would have gotten the part. All she had to do was just show up.
Just show up.
Yeah.
I woke the Untouchables, you know, with De Niro and all of them. I went over there drunk.
Mm.
They wanted me to play this one part. I said, I'm not right for that. I don't want this. And, you know, till this day,
I know, but that's okay.
you know, I had it. Well,
That's
you know,
okay. You live and learn.
you live and you learn.
You live and you
And for
learn.
that, we're gonna have a little. She gracefully said she would stay back because
I'll stay.
I want her to talk with Joycelyn and get that woman talk going. All right. So thank you and.
Oh, you're welcome.